This is a blue iPhone 12 Pro. Let's take a look. The phone and the user's description are not quite the same. The screen can be displayed, but the color is faint. The left side has already turned black. The touch function is good. Let's see by entering the user's password. First, the original screen has the original material. Let's do a simple test of other functions. Let's check this season's screen for no pop-ups. It's a 128GB American version of iPhone 12 Pro. The entire screen color is faint. The battery here prompts for service. When clicked on, it prompts for battery repair. Let's look at the battery efficiency, which is down to 78%, so it must be replaced. The user described a video call overheating and freezing. We are going to test it. We'll test the proximity sensor and light sensor. The video call uses the microphone and front camera on the hearing image. We tested and found no problems. Let's test Siri now. This shows that the front microphone has no problems. Next, we have to test if the motherboard has any leakage. After communicating with the user, the screen is chosen to be replaced by dismantling. The battery is chosen for replacement with the original diagnosis. We all know that the iPhone 12 screen is encrypted. How to ensure that the original material does not pop up without replacing the original diagnostic screen? We'll place the phone on a heating platform. Heat for about 3 minutes. Use this screen remover to lift a notch. When lifting, we found that the bracket has completely separated. Let's observe as we open the screen. We found that the waterproof label on the SIM card slot has turned red, but the upper waterproof label is still white, indicating that the lower part of the phone has water traces. We'll place the phone in the tray and first remove the screen. All who see this are iron fans of Brother Chom. Don't forget to double-click the screen to send me a little heart. I will be very satisfied. You have worked hard. Thank you. Let's take a closer look after removing the screen. The screen bracket and the screen have completely separated, and the glue on this screen bracket doesn't look like it's from the original factory. Based on the user's description and traces of water in the motherboard, we need to test if there are any electrical leaks. No leakage when powered on. Pressing the power button, we found that the jump current is normal. At this time, we also need to connect the user's old screen and the old earpiece cable. Press the power button again to check the current, and we found it to be normal. This indicates that there is no leakage in the motherboard, phone, and other external accessories, but the iPhone 12 screen is encrypted. Even if you replace a screen and write the original material on it, it will pop up. Actually, the encrypted information for the pop-up is on this touch IC. It's soldered to this touch cable, so we need to remove this IC from the old screen, then solder it to the new screen. Then it will not pop up. For iPhones 11 and below, directly moving the IC original material can appear, but the 12 does not work. Its steps are as follows. We need to connect professional equipment first, then read all the codes from the old screen, save them, including codes for the touch IC, display screen, cover plate, etc. The second step is to move the IC. Remove this IC from the old screen. We only keep the IC, not the screen, for the old screen, because the screen is damaged, so we use heat to remove it. After removing this touch IC, we process it a bit. First, we pull it once to suck, then scrape the black glue off the IC. Finally, after cleaning, we implant new absorbing balls into this IC. After arranging the absorbing balls, we observe the absorption points. Plump and flat is fine. Take out a disassembled screen. For the disassembled screen, we need to keep the screen but not the IC. So we choose to grind off this IC, then install the new IC. We first protect the area around the IC. Take out the small grinder, grind down this IC layer by layer. At this point, you'll find there's another IC inside. Continue to grind down. Grinding down further is the soldering point of the internal IC. We continue to grind down. The further down we go, the slower we need to be. At the very bottom, we must preserve the soldering method. Now we can see that the soldering points at the bottom have appeared. At this point, we must be careful and slow. The hand must be light. Finally, clean it until all soldering points are revealed. Clean the dust. Tear off all the protective stickers. Let's see the effect after grinding. Since the 12 is an OLED screen, it's not heat resistant. We need to isolate this cable and the bottom under the microscope. Apply a small amount of soldering flux to the solder pads. We won't use the hot air gun for heating. Instead, we'll use the soldering iron to heat it up. When it reaches a bouncy effect, it's installed correctly. Finally, we clean the IC, apply black glue around the IC, clean up the excess black glue, and then cure it. At this point, the IC has been transplanted. We also need to transplant the earpiece flex cable from the old screen because it's encrypted too, and affects the facial recognition feature. Remove it and install it on the new screen. At this point, the screen's IC transplant is complete. We also need to write all the codes we read earlier into the new screen. Finally, it will prompt that the writing is successful. Since there was water at the bottom, we need to take off the vibrator slot speaker, look for traces of corrosion or water, remove the SIM card slot and look for watermarks. but no traces of water were found. Then take off the speaker, look for traces of water or corrosion at the bottom. It's also very clean. Similarly, remove the vibrator. We observe there are no traces of water or corrosion. At this point, we take off the battery. After removing the old battery, we clean it up. Take out a brand new original battery from the small white box, and it includes a set of new screws. We install the new battery, clean up the dust, then reattach the speaker and vibrator, and reinstall the card slot. Clean up the residual glue around the casing, then attach new waterproof glue, and install the screen. We use the brand new original battery, and the new screws from the box. Finally, peel off the protective sticker of the waterproof glue. Peel off the face recognition protective sticker and close the screen. Don't rush to screw in the tail screws. We put the phone in the tray, and place it in the pressure maintaining tool for pressure maintenance. After successful pressure maintenance, take out the phone and screw in the tail screws. Since we replaced the original battery, we need to press the volume up and down keys and plug in the charger to enter the phone into the configuration diagnostic program. Once inside, it's in an initialization waiting state. We come to the computer side and click on System Configuration. At this time, it will configure the brand new battery to this phone and synchronize with Apple's servers. When complete, it will prompt that the setup is complete. We use this to see the charging network receives the data cable to turn on the phone. After booting, there are no pop-ups for the battery and screen. We check the true color. Okay, the true color can be opened and closed normally, and then look at the battery efficiency. The battery efficiency is currently at 100% with no pop-ups. The official website can query the repair case. We come back to about this device, and look again, it's still at 128GB iPhone 12 Pro American version battery. It prompts genuine parts here, but the facial ID indicates a problem. Don't worry, because we turned on the phone without connecting the earpiece flex cable in the middle. It caused this prompt. It will disappear once we re-enter the face. The battery will also prompt that it's a genuine Apple part. We enter the face again, and look again. At this point, the face not available prompt is gone. Finally, test all other functions once more, including touch, display, taking pictures. Gratitude, thanks to every user for supporting Brother Chong. If you like Brother Chong's screen, double click, and if you haven't followed yet, please follow.